Hey guys, I want to show you how to make a twist on a Southern classic. It's going to be sweet potato Johnny cakes or sweet potato hoe cakes if you're looking to keep the Southern thing going. All right, so what's the difference between a Johnny cake and a hoe cake? Well, they're the same thing for one, but what is a Johnny cake? Essentially, it's kind of like a pancake, but you make it with cornmeal added into the mixture too, so it makes it a little bit hardier and a little bit firmer and a little bit more winter friendly. So now that we know what one is, let's go ahead and turn our attention to our mixing bowl where we're going to add some all-purpose flour, some cornmeal. Now use whatever kind of cornmeal you want. They've got white cornmeal, yellow cornmeal, and then they've got varying degrees of coarseness. I've got kind of the fine coarse cornmeal, so it's going to be a little bit more like flour and not have so much of that gritty texture to it that the whole kernels or the larger mill will have. Okay, after that, we're going to add some baking powder, some salt, and just a splash of nutmeg. And all that's going to do is it's going to help give it just a little bit more of a mouth warmness, that instead of being cinnamon, which is a little bit played out, but still absolutely wonderful, it's going to give it that nice seasoned feel. Next, we're going to add our eggs and our milk. Now, if you wanted to, you could use buttermilk. That'll make it a little bit hardier, add a nice layer of flavor. But not everybody uses buttermilk. And once you have a decent amount of the buttermilk in your pantry, the big question is, what do I do with the rest? And while you can use it for chicken fry marinades and all manner of things, usually it doesn't find a way to get used before it goes bad. All right, the next thing we're going to add is a little bit of sugar. Now, if you're not wanting this to be too sweet, I'd just go ahead and leave it out because the sweet potatoes, as their name implies, carries a decent bit of sweetness to it. So I would not worry about it, but I like mine to be just a little bit sweeter. Now, once our wet and dry have incorporated together, the next thing we're going to do is add our sweet potatoes. And this is a mashed sweet potatoes. You can boil them, you can bake them in your oven, you can roast them however you like. I like roasting them just because I feel it gives it a little bit more sweet as the oven tends to caramelize some of the sugars inside of the skin. And finally, just to adjust your consistency, add the water. And what you're looking for is something like this, thick but pourable. All right, so now that you have your batter fully mixed, what you're going to do is just like a normal pancake batter, sit it to the side for about 5 to 10 minutes, just so all of it can come together, rest a little bit, and be ready for the next stage, which is frying. All right, so now that our batter has rested, we're going to go ahead and move on to our frying. I've got a saute pan. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter because whenever I was growing up, whenever you'd be making Johnny cakes, you do it with butter, but the oil is going to help calm the butter down so it doesn't burn quite as easily. That way we don't risk it, well, burning. But you're going to want it on a medium to medium high heat. Then just get your ladle or your scoop. So once they're dry around the outsides and they start to bubble near the top, that's when it's a good time to go ahead and flip. All right, so once you flip them, it's going to be just another minute or two before they're done. And all we're going to do after that is put them on a plate that has a paper towel lining to it, just so it can absorb any extra grease that comes off of it. And then we're just going to work the rest of the batter in batches. All right, guys. So our sweet potato Johnny cakes are done. They look beautiful. They got a nice sear on the outside. They got that nice caramelization that makes them look straight out of a skillet. And I think we're about ready to taste them. So I'm going to bring in everybody's favorite food taster, Sous Chef Ender. All right, what do you think?
This looks strange.
It looks strange. Okay.
I'm about to taste it.
All right. What do you think?
Yum.
Yum.
They're good.
They're good. Again, they're going to be like, dang. Again, they're going to be like pancakes where they're not going to be very sweet, but they'll have a little bit of a sweetness to them, especially with the sweet potato in there. Typically, you're going to add honey, butter, maple syrup, orange marmalade, jams, or even sour cream if you're feeling extra froggy about it. But it's a nice simple side. All you got to do is just make pancakes for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You happy with them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you walk us out then?
If you like what we saw here, hit like, subscribe, and comment down below, and repost and follow us.
Perfect. And as always, guys, thanks for cooking with us.